Hi everybody, Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a backstory in this video on how I ended up reverting to Islam, and also how other people giving dawah was a big part in me converting to Islam. So I was raised as a non-denominational Christian. My family believed, and they still believe, in Christianity. They read their Bible, but they don't associate themselves really to a specific church or a specific denomination of Christianity. Essentially, it was just belief that Jesus is God, that he's a part of the Trinity, and read the Bible and apply what it says in the Bible to your daily life. I was always encouraged as a child to read more and more of the Bible every single day, and the more I would read my Bible, the more rewarded I would be by God in return. But ironically, the more I was pushed to read my Bible, the more thoughts that I found within the Bible. The more thoughts that I found within the Bible, the more questions that I had for my Christian authority, such as my family, my pastors. The more questions that I had for my Christian authority, the more likely they were unable to give me a reasonable answer for my questions. The best answers that I could get to my questions were, well, God does what he wants to do. That is just a mystery of the Trinity, and Jesus is God, so don't question the Bible because that's a dangerous move to do. Because the more you question the Bible as a Christian, the more that you're told that you're going against God by questioning the scriptures. That doesn't make sense, because if your religion is the truth, then it should have the answer to every question. Your religion should encourage questions instead of running away from questions. Now, I'm not going to get into all the questions that I had that didn't make sense for me in Christianity, because that would be a 3-hour long video within itself. This video is more about a storyline on how I found Islam. So I had my questions that my Christian hierarchy couldn't answer, so slowly, little by little, I started to leave Christianity because it started to make less and less sense to me. It just got to the point where I had too many questions that people could not answer logically within my religion, so I had no choice but to leave the religion. During this time, I became agnostic. So what agnostic means is that you believe there is a God, there is a creator, but you just don't associate yourself with any specific religion. You believe they're all creation of man and they're all man-made. But then I started finding a problem with agnosticism, because if I were to believe there's a creator, but I don't believe in any religion, that doesn't make any logical sense, because if I believe there's a creator, then he must have sent humans guidance to follow by. Just like with every product that's ever created, there is instructions that come with this product, how to use it, how to properly use it, what not to do, and what to do with this product. In the same way, God must have created us and given us some sort of guidance. But then if I believe there's a creator and that he, in fact, must have given us guidance, an instruction manual to follow by, then how can God give us this instruction book? The only way that God could have done this is by revelation. And who received his revelation to give to the people? Messengers. But then if I believe there's a creator, he gave us guidance in the form of revelation through important people in history, then I must believe in a religion, because that's what a religion is. So then I started looking at all religions, from Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, again. Every single one of these religions outside of Islam that I first researched, because I did not want to research Islam right away because of what I had heard from the media and other people close to me. All the other religions I started finding faults with and running into problems that I cannot explain in a logical way. Until I stumbled upon a Dawa video that said some key words that forced me to watch the rest of the video. It got me really intrigued into what Islam is truly all about. And the more content I would watch about Islam, the more it would answer my questions that other religions could not answer, and the more intrigued I got, until eventually there came a point where I had no choice but to accept Islam as being the truth, because it had answered all my questions without a doubt. Now, the night that I had my final question answered about religion and about God by Islam, that's when I had no choice but to take my shahada right then and there, because I knew at that point in time forward that Islam was the only true way to God. No matter how much I didn't want to accept Islam as a truth, I knew that it had to be the truth. I was scared because I knew how big of a lifestyle change that would be for me in my life. I was a hopeless addict. My family were devout Christians. I knew no Muslims in my community. Everybody's either a Christian or a atheist. But slowly, little by little, Allah helped me in my life. And Alhamdulillah, here I am as a Muslim giving dawah. Before Islam, I felt lost, but these 3 lessons changed everything. Number 1, gratitude in all situations. Even when things go wrong, Islam taught me to say Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. That mindset alone lifted me from rock bottom. Number 2, patience brings strength. Before Islam, I used to rush everything, but once I became a Muslim, I was taught sabr, which is true patience, and that helped me through my hardest of days. Number 3, life is just a test. Once I realized this life is temporary and just a test, my whole perspective changed. It gave my struggles in this life true meaning. Why do I have to struggle in this life? To make it to the true reward of the hereafter, which lasts forever. You know what I love about Islam? It's not just a religion, it's a lifestyle. You wake up and you say Alhamdulillah. You eat and you say Bismillah. You see something beautiful and you say MashaAllah. You hear good news and you say Subhanallah. It's constant gratitude, constant remembrance, and constant peace. And it reminds me every day, life may change, but Allah never does.